The first voter registration weekend has officially wrapped up ahead of next year's general vote.
Those who weren't able to update their details have been urged to use the IEC's online tools to do so. Well, we're going to get you the latest on the ground. Our Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is out in Durban, Nqobile, Madlala in Soweto, and of course we also have Zola Sholwana who's standing by for us with the very latest. Good evening to all of you. Thanks for your time tonight. It's been quite a weekend. I think perhaps let's just begin with rounding up what it is that you have seen going to different parts of the country over this voter registration weekend. Let's kick it off in Durban with you, Karinda.
Indeed. Good evening, Kathy. Well, today we were actually in Pietermaritzburg, the province's capital city, and we went around speaking to various residents who in some cases raised concern about the fact that there was a sense of indifference to voting by some who felt let down by their current state of living or a sense of service delivery in their communities, but others who gave words of encouragement, especially to young people, regarding voting. Now, as of midday, according to the IEC's numbers, there are over 108,000 registered voters for KwaZulu-Natal, and of course we do expect the afternoon numbers to be confirmed and sent out, relayed to the public later this evening, and so that will ultimately give us a sense of what has happened this week and any other targets the IEC needs to reach. And of course we know that while there might not be long lines at some voter registration points, many young people especially might look online to register to vote. And also what stands out for KwaZulu-Natal, Kathy, is that we have not seen any incidents of political violence or attacks at any voter registration points this weekend, which is in a sense an improvement because of the fact that KZN is synonymous with political violence in the run-up to this election season.
You've been checking out events in Soweto. Give us a sense of what you've seen.
Well, Kathy, I can confirm already where we are standing that it has been closed. At 5 o'clock, we saw some of the IEC officials taking down the banners. We saw some of the EFF as well as ANC and various other parties that were here packing up and actually leaving and just signaling that it was the end of that voter registration that was taking place in Soweto. But what was very interesting as well is that we had a couple of young people that passed us, and we just out of interest asked them if they were registered. And I can tell you that in a lot of young people that passed, only 4 people said that they were registered to vote. There seems to be a notion that they feel that a lot of them have been sidelined. So a lot of young people feel that their voices have not been heard and that there's not much to offer in some of these communities where they are, especially when it comes to recreational activities. So a lot of them feel that there's no need then to express how they feel. And of course, this is based on those that were walking to these voter registration. It would probably be a different idea if you go online to check, but the interest is very low on young people. In fact, when we spoke to some of the community leaders, they were quick to say that they have been encouraging young people to be part of voting, to take part in registering, and why it is so important for them to take that right. When we also went around Soweto, and of course we started in Naledi, we were told that the numbers were looking quite good, but if you compare it to where we are in Diepkloof, the numbers were really just dwindling. What we've heard as well is that some of the business people in this area feel that there's quite a lot that can be done in investing in young people, especially when it comes to things like technology and harvesting those ideas that young people could have, and that will create more job opportunities. And we understand, of course, that in some of these areas in Soweto, there's very high unemployment rates, which is also something that has basically contributed to young people not being so interested in going for that voter registration. But you can see that quite older people, they were very interested. You could see them in lines, a lot of them coming into some of these areas, questioning, asking what to do, checking if their registration is on point. And you can see that for them, the value is definitely there. We have spoken to also people that are activists in the area, and they've spoken about service delivery. which is a major issue. Major issue being electricity in Soweto. Some areas still without power, some areas struggling with power, and in some various areas it's separated by a road really, where some areas have power and others don't. We are hearing that there are water issues, so service delivery being a major issue. There are road issues as well, infrastructure that burns out like transformers, a major issue here, and so people feel that they're not being heard. A couple of marches have happened in this area, and in those marches not much has come out of it. But businesses also feel that what could be done is investing in GBV, in police, in fighting GBV in the area. So those are some of the things that they have come out, and they're saying that, of course, voter registration, some of them have basically said that people must go vote, and it's very important. So various areas just having different numbers at this point in Soweto.
Zola, from what you've seen this weekend, do you get a sense that residents were prepared for voter registration weekend, that generally people knew that it was coming up?
Well, Kathy, I can confirm that here in Mpumalanga, residents were aware of, voter registration weekend, unlike those that we spoke to in Tshwane yesterday, especially young people who were saying that, they were not aware, honestly. They just saw IEC, and because of disinterest, they did not, go and register. But this side of South Africa, here in Mpumalanga, people are saying that they knew, but they voluntarily decided that they will not take part in registration, and that is obviously as a result of frustrations, service delivery, which is the major issue, the issue of electricity. Some of them saying that they've lived in this hostel for over 10 years and it hasn't been electrified, saying that they've been speaking to the municipality about their issues and they feel like they are not addressed. We were also told that yesterday the executive mayor of this area was here addressing the residents, and they had an agreement. Of course, these are allegations at this point, Kathy, that they will electrify this place by end of November, and residents say we can only commit ourselves to registering for voting for next year after we have seen light in this particular area. Of course, we tried to reach out to the mayor, who then mentioned that the municipality has been giving this particular area, providing it with services. They've been collecting waste. This is what we have been told by the executive mayor. The only issue that they have here is the issue of electricity. And she also mentioned that the biggest issue is cable theft in the area, which is a result or is the reason why they've taken time to actually electrify the area, but promised that they will do that by end of November. And when we speak to residents and we ask them what will it take for them to exercise their democratic right, and if they are given another opportunity to register to vote, will they do that again? And Kathy, what they are saying is that they will only commit to that if they see change in this particular area. Of course, when we arrived here earlier on, the turnout of voters actually was quite poor, but at around 4 o'clock, just before IEC officials started packing up, then we started seeing a number of people making their way to the station to register. We are told that the number of new voters is at 16 at this point. And if I can show you right now, the people that have decided to conduct a sit-in that are here, these people are over 100, and they decided that they will not be a part of that. So really, that's the situation in this particular hostel or this particular ward. And these people are saying that until their demands are met, they are choosing to disengage, with politics, and also they choose to not exercise their democratic right.
Right, Zola, Karinda, and of course Nqobile. We'll leave it there for tonight. Thanks for those updates from different parts of the country.